What's up, guys? This is Brian from Geared Science, and on this episode, I went out to Las Vegas to meet up with Majik Mike. He's an incredible builder and puts together some amazing motorcycles. He's had tons of features and awards, such as the 2019 Best Knucklehead at the Born Free Show. He's also one of the mainstay motorcycle builders over at Kustoms, featured on the show Counting Cars. Now, I hope you love this episode, but before you do, I'd love if you subscribe to our channel and like the video. Leave some comments and let us know what you think. Enjoy.
My name is Mike Rabideau. I moved out here from Milwaukee, Racine area. It was late 2017.
So everyone calls you
Majik Mike. Well, when I was living in Racine, I used to DJ a lot, and so my chopper friends didn't really know that side of me, and so I moved into my buddy Chopper Steve's house, and I had my turntables already set up in the living room. And his first comment was, "What the fuck, are you DJ Majik Mike or something?" And then my friends would just start yelling Majik Mike and shit and just started calling me Majik Mike. The movie came out maybe like 3 months after that nickname was given to me, and so then that already started. And so then, yeah, when I move out here and people are like, "Yeah, you gotta meet Majik Mike out in Vegas and shit," and then you get those comments and shit, you know, "Was he a fucking stripper?" It's like, no. I work at Kustoms. I build motorcycles over there. Their shop is like 2 minutes up the road. I would say that over there, I take advantage of the learning that, because Shannon's over there, and working with that dude, he's been building bikes for 25 years. They had a show called Counting Cars, and so people that would know that show would know who Shannon is. And he explains things to me on stuff that I normally work on. It's a learning experience over there, and I take what I learned there and I apply it here still. Pretty much when I moved out here, it was already arranged that this was where I was gonna be. So I pretty much just took a warehouse, built like a little living space right here, and because I figured I'd just be here all the time, and I got a work spot on the other side of the wall here. If you're gonna ask me how many bikes I've built, I'd say probably 25 to 30 bikes. My first full frame was back in 2008. But yeah, me and Chopper Steve, it was like I was already building a few with him, and then we were just like, let's build my own. We made this frame jig off a stock frame, and so then we knew stock measurements, and then after that, he's like, what do you want to do? And so then I was like 6 up, 6 out, drop seat, 300. And so then we set everything up, and then we just fucking connected all the pieces. Had a tube bender and shit, and we just went after it. Did some shit fuck up on it? Yeah, of course. But we ended up fixing that stuff. And after we did that, it was kind of like, that's it. Not really like it was that easy, but like that's what you can do. You know what I mean? I was here for maybe like 2 years before I started building the first one. The Born Free one was pretty much the first full build. Like I was still trying to get my shit together. So it was a minute, and then yeah, that's when Grant called me and was like, you want to do the Born Free bike? And I said no at first because I didn't feel like I was ready yet. Like I didn't know enough people yet to like chromers and fucking, you know, powder coaters, and I didn't painters. Oh yeah, I was stoked, you know, for sure. But I also was scared, and that's why I said no, because it was just kind of like I didn't feel like I was ready. And then I called a couple of my friends and shit, and they're like, what, are you nuts? And then I was like, all right, I'll call him back. So I called him back for 15 minutes later, and I was like, all right, I'll do it. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. As far as the ones that I own, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 that are mine, and then 6 that aren't mine. My friend Richie, a graffiti artist friend that I know, had a motorcycle collection. After he depleted his collection, he kept just a few of them. The Big Twin was one of them. This Denver Choppers was one of them. I don't know if you know this, but I broke my leg trying to start that bike right here, like literally right here on this floor. That's why I put it up there. That hasn't been started in 17 years. So I was like, fuck, if we're gonna get this thing started, let's do it now. So we pulled it out and shit, filled it with oil, check spark, gas, blah, blah, blah. And then fucking I kicked it. Boom, boom, boom. That's what we got. Boom, boom, boom. And then dude was like, see, it's gonna start. Give it a good one. Boom. Boom, dropped. And I was like, fuck. I hyperextended my leg where my kneecap broke the top of my leg. When I hyperextended it, the little ball part that goes in, like it went past it and then the kneecap broke that forward. So when I showed, like the lady didn't know how I broke it when she looked at the x-ray. Then when I showed her the video, she said, now I know what you did. I'll bring it down and I'll get it running. It will run. It's close. They did get it running after. I was laying on the ground and I think Dan got it running. Ran like shit, but it ran for a minute. No, I told them because they didn't want to. Because it was almost just like they just watched their boy break his fucking leg on it. So who the hell wants to kick it next? So then they were just a little more conscious of what the fuck they were going, what they were doing, you know? Basically, I just started building a motorcycle with what I had in my shop. Tried to just buy at least as much as possible, make what I could, and just, you know, connect the dots of what I didn't have, and, you know, it ended up turning out pretty damn cool. When I get my parts, I just, if it's a good price, or I'll just stash a bunch of shit like up there on that balcony, this section, that's all racks of motorcycle parts up there. So that's like where I'll go shop, is up top, you know. Can't really say that's a chopper, can't really say that's a bobber. I can't really categorize them. A lot of my friends tell me that they can tell that it's my bike. Shorter bikes though, like just little like little tight bikes that you can fit in. And if somebody wants me to build them a bike, I pretty much ask them to show me like 5 pictures. I should be able to figure out what they want out of that. If you show me 5 bikes that are all across the board, then I don't know what you're looking for yet. If you point out some shit on mine that you like I really like this one. If they're here, I'll have them sit on my bikes. That way I at least know what stance they're looking for. And then you can pretty much figure out their budget and then just tie the loose ends together. My nephew, I'm doing one for right now. I'm building one for Ryan over at Counts over here right now. I'm building one for a guy in Oklahoma. That one's like on the tail end to be finished. So it's kind of like a word of mouth thing, you know, like by the time I get done with it, I'm sure I'll pick another one up. People that have asked me, how do you do this all the time? Like 7 days a week, during the day, at night. And it's hard to explain it, but it's really what I like to do. I really enjoy doing this shit. Even the problems that you end up running into and you get past them, like when it's all said and done, it's just rewarding as a self-task that you build something from nothing. As far as I can remember, I've always been into bikes. It was BMX bikes, dirt bikes, crotch rockets, trail bikes. It's always been 2 wheels. I was never really a, you know, car guy. I mean, honestly, like if anybody wants to dig into it, like feel free. You know, you're gonna learn a lot of stuff. It is never too late to start. You know, if you're inspired by somebody and you're gonna think that you're too old, where you're not getting any younger. You know what I mean? So you're as young as you're gonna be today. So I learn as I go, and once you do things enough and you practice enough and you just start to figure shit out, you know, then I just look at it as if I can do it, like anybody can do it, because I only had the garage shit like you can go buy at the store. You know, yes, I have a lathe and a mill now, but it's just that it's not what I started with. That's why it says garage built on like all my stuff.